Prepare to die.
Hey guys, what's going on? Gamer Chris TV here, and today guys, I'm excited to show you guys the Halo Infinite development update that Jake just released today. I am super stoked. Like, I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a whole ton of amazing stuff happening in this. Who knows? Could be with the next flight. We'll find out as the video plays, and of course, I will be reacting to some of this stuff too. I know I did see some of this, not a whole lot of this update, so if you guys see me pause and try to wonder about what's happening, it's because I just saw this. Like, again, I saw some parts of the update, not a whole lot, so there could be some surprises, there could be some disappointment on the way, but again guys, we won't find out to start this video. But before we do this, I want to say that for the next Halo Infinite flight, I will be live streaming it on my Facebook gaming page, not on my YouTube this time, because actually that's gonna be for future videos that I'm gonna live stream. All gonna be done on my Facebook gaming page, so link in the description below. Make sure you guys like and follow that so you don't miss out on what's gonna happen to Halo Infinite flight, as well as some live streams about other games too. Secondly, is that if you guys are excited for some gaming clips of Halo Infinite tech preview, as well as other stuff that's happening in the game, make sure you guys subscribe and click the bell too on this channel, which again, well, I'll leave the link just in case if you guys want to click there, but just make sure to turn that subscribe button gray, guys, because yo, I'm been a Halo fan since Halo CE, and playing through CE 2, 3, 3 ODST, Reach 4, and 5, Halo Infinite seems going to be a really big deal. So it seems like it's going to be the big dog of all the Halo games. So, oh man, without delaying this any further, guys, let's see what they have for us in store. Alright, here we go.
Hey everyone, it's Unishek here, and welcome to a Halo Infinite development
Yo, what's going
update.
on, John?
Today we're going to be talking about the recent tech preview with a live producer, Sam Hanshaw, and then we're going to be jumping on board with Sketch and Joseph Staten
The man
to hear
Sketch.
more about the road to launch. Before we dive into it though, I want to preface that we won't have any new gameplay, but we will have a ton of good information to talk about.
Alright,
So with that housekeeping out of the way, Sam, how's it going?
You know,
Yo, what's up,
pretty
Sam?
well, to be honest.
What you got for us?
Real excited to talk about what we learned during the tech preview. I think the fans were pretty excited to get their hands on the game.
Oh yeah, I was
Well,
definitely.
excited to find out what we learned.
I'll put the
from
playlist of
hands on
Halo
the game.
Infinite tech preview.
So, tech
in the
preview
description.
went out. We thought it was pretty darn successful. From your perspective,
I
how'd it
thought it
go?
was successful.
Yeah, it was a success. We had some problems along the way getting
Yeah,
there, but
yeah.
it's important to have those kinds of problems because those are the things that we want to address now rather than have them crop up as a surprise at launch.
Yeah, and that's kind of why we started testing at such a large scale
Yeah.
already so early.
So this was obviously our first big scale flight we've done. It was a global release to hundreds of thousands of people, and those people did over 1 million
I missed
bot
that flight,
matches,
man. I missed
and
that
they
flight.
also participated in weapon
Not
drills
miss it as I
2
didn't get a
million
chance to
times.
play it.
And
I did get a chance
probably
to
most
play it.
importantly for me,
I just
is
wish
they filed
I
thousands
missed playing
of
it, man.
support tickets.
I did make a video
And that's
on
good to hear. 'Cause
my
we
whole
want
feelings on
player
it, but
feedback,
I missed
not
playing
only
it.
about the game, but also on the state of the game, so that we can continue to improve and iterate on the road to launch.
Yeah, absolutely.
And kind of speaking of those learnings, right, that we're getting from those tickets, overall, what were some of the key learnings?
Yeah, I
from
did
the
file
flight?
up my
Sure.
complaints
so
too.
we know we
Which I'll share for you
had
guys.
a lot of pain around getting into
Which
the
is
flight
one,
initially. So we know we had
miscontrol
some
input.
issues on the Halo Insider
Two,
side that we're
in,
working on. We also had some problems getting in through
Academy
the Xbox
mode
Insider
and
Hub
weapon
on console,
weapon drills
and
with the rocket
we were
launcher.
working in close partnership
The bot
with the
wouldn't
Xbox Insider
die.
Hub team, and we're working on some solutions to that and ways that we can mitigate that for the
So
future.
yeah, those are my problems
So
that I
on
had.
top of Waypoint, and Xbox Insider. We also got a lot of feedback around the PC and console kind of optimization and how it ran on those machines. Do you have any info you can share there?
Yeah, so starting off with PC, this was our first time flying to so many different hardware configurations, and we uncovered some issues. One of the things that was pretty painful for everyone was we had like a misconfiguration in how the EXE was running, and that was resulting in about a 20% performance drop.
Yeah, so
that's
I'm not
been
sure if I
addressed
experienced
on
it,
our side,
but
and so
a whole lot of
at least
streamers were
can
saying
expect
that
at least
this
20% improvement in
felt
performance.
kind of slow.
Whereas it had
even
specific
with their
problems
upgraded
with,
rigs and stuff.
GTX 900 series graphics
Let me know if you had
cards.
that problem.
You know, these are things that
Yo, Riveri's
come
playing in the
out when we
background. Let's
have
go.
more people
Yo.
participating in the flights.
Soundtrack
and
is
things,
lit.
We get to see
Soundtrack
a lot
is
more of the
lit.
hardware configurations, so that's something that the PC team's working on actively. And
Ooh.
as with all things with both PC and console,
Sorry, guys.
we're going to see a lot of
I'm in love with
performance
the
boosts
soundtrack.
over the next couple of months. And a quick reminder to everyone that
Oh my
this build that we
goodness.
flighted for Tech Preview was
My
about
heart.
2 months old. And so stepping
Yeah, it
back
was a
to
2-month-old
kind of
build.
the
It wasn't
trunk
like
of
the
development,
recently one.
It's like going in a time machine.
And since it was a 2-month-old build, right, we've already addressed numerous things with stability and loading issues, right? I know loading issues
Yeah.
were a common thing in this.
Definitely
Yeah,
my
they
game
were.
crashed here and there.
We know that in addition to getting into the flight, getting into matches was a bit of a struggle. So match
Yeah,
loading
definitely.
had some inconsistencies. Some folks would drop out of matchmaking every now and again. Some folks dropped out consistently. And while that did cause a lot of pain for folks, it also helped
Not
us
a
get
whole lot of pain
lot
for
of
me, I
data
just wanted
so
to
that we could
play the match.
address those issues. And going back to the main dev branch, we've had folks working on it, and now people are getting into matches super consistently.
So much better already.
Yeah.
Right. And we also have a new loading screen, I heard, right?
Yeah, that's true. There's nothing
Yo,
worse than getting
are they gonna
kicked
show
out
us?
of matchmaking, except getting kicked out of matchmaking when all you've had to look at is a black screen with 3
Yeah,
dots.
kinda
so
boring.
now we got some nice new loading screens for people to look at.
Please show
They
me.
should be seeing
I
for
want-
a lot less
I wanna
time
see.
than they saw the black screen too.
So nice new loading screen,
If it's
but
like
less time
CE?
to actually see it.
Yeah.
So
Oh
once people
my
got
goodness.
in past the loading
CE
screen,
and
we had
2.
bot matches for them and weapon drills for
And I
'em.
think
With a little
3
bit of
had the best
PvP for
loading
2
screen.
hours. What was the reasoning
I forgot what Halo
behind
4 was
choosing
in Halo 5.
bots and weapon drills?
So the bots and the weapon drills are 2 key pieces.
But yeah, I
of a
want
new
that
player
CE
onboarding.
loading screen. If they
And
bring
so
that back,
having players
in a new
experience
fashion,
that for
I'd be
the
hyped.
first time in our first kind of public flight like this was really important because
Yeah.
we get that initial feedback of what
But I
it's
will
like
say
to
this,
pick up
guys,
this
my
game and learn it through
Academy
weapon drills
weapon
and through bot
weapon
play.
drills
One
on
other thing
video.
that we get
The audio
from
was a bit
flighting
low, so I do
using
apologize
bot
for that.
matches is
I promise you
we only have
guys
4
that I
people
will
in each
find
match. So we have to spin up a dedicated
a.
server
I
for
will
every
make
4
sure
people who are on.
when the next flight
So
is out
essentially,
and
by
when more
doing
flights
this,
are out, I'll
we
make sure
doubled our server strain
to
for this
triple check my
audience size.
audio.
So this
I
increases
thought it
our
was squared.
confidence for
I thought it
shipping
was
and
all
releasing
good, but
to
when I
large
listened to it
audiences.
back, you couldn't
So
hear the
we
weapon.
know
So
with the hundreds of thousands
again, I
of
do
people who
apologize
we
for that.
invited for
But
this
yeah,
tech
next
preview,
flight it'll be
when we did
totally
it with
better.
bots, that we can handle twice that many people at least with PvP.
That's really cool, actually. I remember people were talking about why bots, why weapon drills.
I didn't have a
so
problem
thank
with
you for
bots.
that.
It was fine.
Oh, no problem.
I wasn't
yeah.
ready for people
And
yet. I
think
was sad that I
the
couldn't make
bots
PvP,
kinda
but
showed up well. You know?
bots were
I know we got a lot
fine.
of good comments and good
Bots were
feedback
fine.
on how the bots behave, and a lot of the feedback that people gave, that's being incorporated too.
Yeah, people were intimidated
I had no
by the
problem
bots,
with
which is really
Spartan.
cool to see.
with the Spartan.
Up next, we
mode.
also had a few people talk about the Halo support site kind of closing down at the,
Yeah,
at
the
very
fact that
end
they
of the
just
flight,
shut that
right
off,
as we cut off the flight, we also closed off
especially
the
if
Halo
you had like
support
a
site.
whole journal
And I know that's
laundry
something
list
we
of
were looking
bugs.
to change moving forward.
The site
Yeah,
wasn't
I mean,
just there. So
That's one of those things where, like, in hindsight, it makes total sense. Everyone wants to play until the last minute of the flight, and when it closes down, they're gonna head on over to file the bugs. They don't want to waste
Yeah.
their flight time filing bugs. So
Yeah, that's what
now
I
we're
did.
gonna be
I
keeping that
played
support site
all the way
open
till the day
past the end of the
before I had to
flight
go
so
to
that
work.
The people who were
Submitted
dedicated
my
playing
stuff
the entire time,
through
not
them,
wanting
and that's
to
it.
dip out of any of the Halo action, they can file their bugs at the end. We do recommend that you keep a notebook so that you've got
Right.
your bugs fresh when they happen. 'Cause
I'm not
there's
using
nothing
no bug
worse
to
than
use my
hitting some
phone.
game-breaking bug and then forgetting about it 2 hours later because you've had too much fun playing Halo.
Too much fun playing Halo. No such thing. So looking ahead
Yeah,
on
there's
the
no
road to
such thing
launch,
as playing too
what do
much.
we
I
have
could play
next
Halo
for
for
Flight?
days.
You can definitely expect another
I mean hours,
big-scale
not days.
flight
I
like
got
this
work, but I could
with
play
even
Halo
more
for
people
hours.
invited.
After
We're gonna
work,
include
before work.
the same content that we had this time, the bots and the weapon drills, but we're also targeting a full release of 4v4 PvP action, and we want to go even bigger and have big team battle. So
Yes!
those are our targets for the next flight to come.
Nice.
When
and then
date-
once we
date
get to
reveal
launch,
in
we
this
also
video?
have
Will there be a date
hopes,
reveal?
anticipations to flight
Yo,
features and,
do-
and content beyond, right?
please.
Yeah, absolutely.
Please.
This
I got my
flying
thumbs up
program
approval
that
for
we're kicking
that.
off now. Obviously, we're
Date
gearing
reveal,
it towards
please?
getting those bugs
Date
and that
reveal?
feedback for launch. But Halo Infinite is a game that's going to go on, and when we have new features that we want to test,
Please.
we're going to do it in the same fashion. So we're setting up this program to be lasting through beyond launch.
Nice. Yeah. So people need to make sure they're registered for the Halo Insider program
Yes.
over on Halo
Make sure you're
Waypoint so that they
registered,
can
check your
participate
emails.
in this upcoming big team battle flight.
And
As
also
well
I'll
as
explain later
the,
on if you guys
flights
want
that
to
we'll have
join
beyond
me
launch, right?
for fighting.
Yeah, absolutely. If you haven't
Make it,
signed up
you know,
for Halo
more
Insider
interesting.
profile and completed all of the steps, then why are you watching this video for?
Yeah.
Go do it.
Go do it.
Pause. Do
So,
it, guys.
Sam, thank
do
you
it.
so much for
do
joining
it.
us today. Before we wrap up our segment,
Yeah, it's not the end.
did you have any closing words that you'd like to
But-
say to the community?
Yeah, I mean, thank you, Uni, for having me here. Thank you, people in the community, those who participated in the flight, those who've signed up for Halo Insider.
Yes. Sign
Truly,
up.
like,
Check your
this
emails.
success is yours.
Definitely.
And this is the beginning of our conversation with you,
And
and we couldn't
I
be happier
can't
to
wait.
kick it off in this fashion. I
Yo,
also want to say a thanks
gonna
to
be epic.
the folks who aren't in the studio today. Like, so many people worked on this tech preview to get it out to everyone.
Yeah, props to them, man. They
and
deserve
they've
pizza.
been working hard
They deserve some
on all
pizza.
the feedback and bugs
Props
we got
to the
from
team.
this. So
I'm pretty sure it was
a huge
painful.
thanks to like all
I'm
those
pretty
folks.
sure it was frustrating
I'm
that
just a
things
guy who
didn't
gets
work.
to sit in a chair and talk
But hey,
about
they
it.
pulled it
really.
together. So, Thief
and
for
the
Thieves,
team
you're watching
deserves all
this,
the thanks in the
give
world
your
for
team a
delivering what they
raise.
did to our players.
They
I could
deserved.
not agree more.
They
I
went
do
through
want to
a
address
whole
that.
lot.
We know that there's quite a few Halo players
But
that want to know what happened to their
they
feedback that they
deserve
left on the
a
forums,
raise.
on Twitter,
From
sent
my
to the
heart
community
to your
team
team.
directly. And we will have a blog coming up on Waypoint here in the next few weeks. So make sure you
I'll-
stay tuned for that. And as always,
I'll
make
never
sure
check
you're
that out.
registered for the Halo Insider program so you can participate in these upcoming tech previews. Now we're going to toss it on over to Brian, aka Sketch, and Joseph
Yeah,
Staten
Sketch.
to hear more about Halo Infinite and the road to launch.
Hey everyone, Sketch here from 343
Sketch,
Industries. We are
yo.
in the hub
Joe
at our
Staten.
studio in Redmond, Washington, and I am joined
Joe.
today by Halo Infinite's head of creative,
Joe Staten.
Joseph Staten.
Oh.
Joseph,
Brian.
how you doing?
Good, I'm doing well. Thank you for inviting me to the hub.
I mean, before we get too far ahead, I just want to call out serious deja vu right now. And interestingly enough, as I've been thinking about this more, I know you
Guys,
joined 343,
Joe
kind of came back to
Staten
Halo
and
last
Sketch.
fall,
Yep.
but this is the first time you and I have been kind of side by side. Talking about Halo together.
I don't know what to
since
say.
2009.
The legendary
the
Joe
little game that
Staten
you were working on
and
called
Sketch.
Halo 3 ODST.
Ah, that's straight to the heart. That's right, man. That was a long time ago. Oh my gosh.
Was, and you know, just to make sure
I was
we've all got
probably
a
a
mental
very young
image of
boy
kind
at
of what
this.
that was
Oh my
like back then
gosh.
and how far we've
Sketch.
come. I found some B-roll that I kind of want to make sure the
Sketch.
community had a chance to just
What you
remember the
got
good
for
old
us?
days. So
Yeah.
let's take a quick look at that.
What if the phones rang?
Ah, yes. What? I think we know the phones did ring, right, Joseph? And yes, of course, back then the community had a
That
lot
face.
of fun in the early days of memery with that little
Memery.
freeze frame face. I want to point out though, like 12 years later, I'm getting a very similar vibe from another recent meme our community created. I
Where
just
is it?
want to give you a chance to check this out. I think you might have been the inspiration for this.
Ha,
Yeah,
the
I gotta say,
weapon
I do
and Joe.
befuddled very well. Just that.
By the way, it's not
Well, I mean, here we are
the
again.
weapon and Joe.
12 years later, things have changed. They kind of haven't though, right?
No, I mean, here we are, two grizzled ancients getting back together again, talking about Halo.
Grizzled ancients.
But-
Yo, you guys are
Brian,
legendary,
fair's
man.
fair. I'm not the only
Legendary.
one with 2009 archival footage
He doesn't
sitting
need
around.
introduction.
So let's take a
He
little
doesn't
peek
need
at
an introduction.
that. Hey, and if I'm not mistaken, like, is that the same coat in that photo
It
that you're
is.
wearing today.
What can I say?
He's
I
like
mean,
defrosted you like Encino Man and brought you
Yo,
out.
Joe Staten,
it is. I mean,
you're
my
awesome,
hair has
man.
continued to grow, but I've been
And you
preserved
too,
in
Sketch.
stasis. It's funny. This
I don't know what to
jacket's
say.
seen a lot of mileage. It's been around. You know, looking at that photograph.
Oh wait, sorry. Look at that photograph.
Well played.
Yeah, the trap was just there. And
The
we sprung
brute.
it.
Yes, you
Forgot-
gotta love our
correct the
community and the
brute.
jokes, and yes, my hair has
Greg.
grown a lot. And
Brian, it looks fantastic. Not gonna lie, it looks good. Although I think the sad thing is, back in 2009, like you had way less hair, and I had way more hair. So clearly, like a good decade of game development will age you, or maybe not. Maybe not. Depends.
I don't know. I think you look pretty much the same.
Oh yeah, by the way,
It's
since
just
you're
that youthful vigor.
talking about
Halo
nostalgia,
Halo is life, right?
Yeah.
So,
these
Joseph, let's
right
just
here
jump right into this. We just heard
are
from Sam and
earbuds.
John. As you know,
In
we
case
wrapped
you're
up our
wondering.
big, giant milestone for our first multiplayer tech
Galaxy
preview.
Buds Plus I'm
How did
using.
things go? Kind of, what are your key takeaways from your perspective?
Well, first of all, I just got to say it was awesome to have thousands of people just jump in and play. Meaning, as you know, the teams have
Yeah.
been working on this game for a long time, but getting a whole bunch of players to jump in, see what we've been working on, check out new maps, mix it up with the bots, even get in a little bit of PvP, which was awesome. That excitement
was
to see our
awesome.
fans having fun was just a huge emotional
Yep.
lift for everybody at 343. On the flip side, just getting honest, unvarnished feedback from fans, whether it was login bugs or posting detailed videos on YouTube, we just generated a ton of actionable feedback on things that we still needed to work on and parts of the game that were missing, that fans were curious about. And speaking of which, one of the things that people wanted to know about was split screen, right? I mean,
Yes.
playing Halo competitive multiplayer on a couch with your family and friends, split
I
screen.
feel
has
like this
always
is bad
been a
news.
super core part of the Halo experience. And we just want to reassure people that although we didn't have split screen multiplayer in the tech preview, we will absolutely be shipping that day one for launch on
goodness.
all Xbox family devices.
Stop.
On PC, it's a slightly different story. There are just technical challenges
Oh.
around PC with a whole
Okay.
bunch of different configs and other issues. So we're not going to have split screen multiplayer on PC for launch, but it's absolutely something the team's excited about exploring.
Split screen
post-launch.
multiplayer non-PC
Okay,
guys.
Joseph.
What do you think
well,
about that?
Thanks for touching on PC multiplayer split screen
Yeah.
in particular. That's something that we've had questions about. You know, just a lot of feedback, obviously, even
like
through
that hat.
MCC. You know, which has been a great way for us to learn
like
and gather
that hat.
additional feedback. But on that topic, you know, you referenced a lot of feedback from the tech
Yep.
preview. We still have so much that we're sorting through together, right? So the
Oh, yeah.
community team, the
Definitely let you
support
guys
team,
know
the
what your
development
opinions
team,
on that.
Yeah.
kind of actively
So
working through
probably
that
you guys,
process
most
where
of
we
you
identify all the
play on
different sort of key
PC.
themes that we've heard, and then
So
work together with
I
all the
wanna know what
different
your
leads and
feedback is on
stakeholders
that.
to determine kind of how to action on these and how to prioritize them. But I did kind of want to be clear for expectation setting that there's only so much that we're going to be able to action on now.
Yeah.
But that's the beauty of being a live service.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of
Okay,
people play in the
yeah,
tech
live
preview
service.
or any of that pre-release look at the game and wonder, hey, if I participate and I provide feedback, how much of this is actually going to be acted on by the development team? When it comes to the technical preview, that's exactly what it was. We wanted thousands of people to jump in, bang on it, help us identify what's wrong, and like you said, we're actioning on a ton of feedback from that test. It was super useful. And yes, some of the things we won't be able to do for launch, but you're right, that's part of being a service. And the good news is we have a year-long post-launch
I'm
content
still shook
feature
out of my mind
roadmap
that Joe
already
Staten
worked out. We're already working on those
Sketch
things now. So yeah,
are in
some
the
things
same
won't land in
room.
a launch time frame, but
Last
some things
time on
will
stage,
just roll out over time. That's part of this
it was
Halo
Joe Staten and
Infinite
Bonnie
journey
Ross,
that
head of
we're
343
kicking off
and
together
head
with
of
fans.
creative.
Joseph, as part of this live service and this journey that we're going to be kicking off this holiday, not only is it exciting and important to think about new experiences, new content, but that relationship with our community and not only the feedback, but our ability and our commitment to being open and honest and just sort of making sure that we're in this together.
Yeah, absolutely.
So to that end, one of the reasons that we're here today as well is I want to talk to you about the campaign side
Yep.
of the game, specifically campaign co-op.
Like
Oh,
multiplayer
boy.
is this burning heart of Halo. Campaign co-op is fundamental to the Halo experience
is.
as well. I don't actually know if I
I
told you this,
played
Brian, but
campaign
my son
with my
and I,
family
in a failure of parenting,
from
I have
CE
not
all the
played
way
Legendary
to 4.
Halo
5
with my
didn't
son.
have it,
He's
which was a
19 now. So a
saddening
couple weeks ago, we started
disappointment.
playing campaign co-op Legendary together. We just beat Halo 2. Jackal snipers are still a delight. And I just had a ton of fun, and it reminded me just
I
how
heard some
essential
streamers-
that experience of
wait.
playing campaign together with your family and friends, whether networked or split screen, really is. Unfortunately,
Oh,
as we
no.
focused the team for shutdown and really focused on a quality experience for launch, we
Oh,
made the
no.
really tough decision to delay shipping campaign co-op
No.
for launch. And we also made the tough
It's good
call
they're
to
delaying it to
delay
make sure
shipping
it's
Forge
good. It's
past
one thing
launch as
to
well.
Well, Joseph,
not
I mean,
have at launch.
clearly,
I'm
this was
conflicted
not a
on that.
decision
I'm
that
not
you or the team
I'm
is taken lightly, right?
happy, but
know
disappointed.
This is
I'm-
just an integral part of the Halo experience. So can you just talk through a little bit of kind of just the why? Like, why was this
my
decision?
reaction,
You know,
guys.
you and I talk about this a lot, and everybody in the
Again,
studio
let me know,
has the
comment
same
section
conversation,
below,
which is
I'm-
what is our number one priority? Well, our
Don't
number
know
one
on that
priority
button,
is
I'm
making
sorry.
sure that whatever
You're
we
great,
ship,
but
whenever we ship it, it
I don't
meets the
know.
right quality
It
bar.
hurts.
Across all platforms, Xbox devices, PC in all its different configurations. And when we looked at these two experiences, Campaign Co-op and Forge, we made the determination they're just not ready. You know, and as a studio, we don't want to ship things
Wait.
if they're not ready.
I think I
so
missed
people
it.
can play
Forge
them,
is not
have
going
fun,
on their
have a nice,
launch-
stable, performant experience.
Forge is
so
fun.
We're going to keep Campaign Co-op and Forge in the oven for a little bit longer, and
Oh,
then when they're ready,
no.
we're going to release them as part of our seasonal roadmap next year.
So I
That
want
hit
to
me
talk
like
about
a
the
rock.
roadmap in just a
Yeah.
second.
Why?
But I do want to
Joe,
acknowledge
why?
it's a little awkward. We're talking about things that are in for launch, and like,
Right.
frankly, we don't have an official public launch date yet.
That is true. That is true.
But I did want to just reconfirm, and as we
game,
heard Phil
but
Spencer, I think he made
why?
a reference recently. Like, this game is definitely, we're
would
committed to
do
releasing this
this?
holiday.
yes.
And we're pretty
get
close,
it.
I think, to we're just working through some details
But
right
I
now on
don't
kind of
get
what
it.
that real date
I'm
is.
sorry.
Yes, that is absolutely correct. We are
I don't know
100%
what to
committed
say
to
about that.
releasing this holiday
I
both
can't.
campaign and our first season of free-to-play multiplayer. We just have to, like you said, work through a couple more details, and we'll be talking about our actual release date very soon.
So as we look at beyond launch,
Release
beyond this
date?
holiday and our
When?
seasonal roadmap, what kind of timing should we be thinking about in terms of co-op and Forge coming to Halo Infinite?
What we're targeting is to ship campaign co-op in season 2, and then we're targeting to ship Forge in season
When is
3.
that?
And I know as we talk about seasons, I should probably explain that a little bit. I think for anybody who's been reading our blogs or has been engaged in Master Chief Collection, or frankly has been playing any other live game, they're probably pretty familiar with the way seasons work. But timing-wise, for us, a season is about 3 months. That's our goal, is to ship a season
3 months.
every 3 months. So when it comes to campaign co-op, our target is to ship co-op in season 2 about 3 months after launch, and then our goal is to ship Forge in season 3, which would be about 6 months after launch. But of course, all these plans
still
are subject to
hurts.
change as we dial things in, but that's our goal right now.
I'll enjoy the
Sure,
campaign,
you know,
but
part of having this open and honest dialogue
Forge
with our
is like
community is
a
as
fun
the game
side
team makes progress and
thing to
development moves
do.
forward, we'll be able to provide updates and just
Camping
sort of keep
co-op.
folks abreast of how things are going.
Absolutely.
Also, should give a shout out that
No.
my understanding is Halo Insiders would have the opportunity to participate in some hands-on Forge ahead of release through flighting, similar to how we've been doing the tech preview for multiplayer this year.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. And I think when it comes to Forge, I mean, maybe just a little bit more context for
Yeah, I
people
wanna
to
see what
understand
it's
why
like.
we're
I
taking a little bit more time.
guys,
with it.
again,
So
sign up.
The Forge tool is amazing. I mean, I was around at the beginning of Forge, and to see how it's progressed is really, really cool. And I can't wait to see what people begin to create with it. But as a tool set, it's really advanced, and it's going to hopefully give people the ability to create a whole bunch of new, innovative, novel experiences. But again, there are technical complexities there, and it's just going to take time to get it right. And on the co-op side, I mean, we have the opportunity to play campaign all the time. It's this wonderful, wide open, non-linear take on a Halo campaign, and it's going to offer so much more flexibility to, take down banished bases from all kinds of different angles, to progress through the game
I
in,
really wanna-
in your own way to a certain extent.
This is
And
gonna be a good
at the same
game,
time,
but
though,
those two
that's
things kind
complicated
of
when you think about save
chop
systems
my
and
tree
all
dove
the technology that
expectations.
needs to drive this more non-linear
If that
experience.
makes
So
sense.
in the co-op
I'm
scenario,
still
that's even more complicated. And that's another reason why it's going to
but
take longer, just to make
again,
sure
campaigns
it's quality
looks
day
great.
one and people can jump
online
in and play
multiplayer
and have
looks
fun.
great.
So speaking of things taking a little more time,
But-
I have to ask, as you and the team were reviewing the status of co-op and Forge, was there ever discussion about potentially delaying the entire game and taking more
Yep.
time to
Yep.
get these in first?
What do
Yeah,
you
I mean,
guys
we
think?
talked
Should they
about
just delay
doing
the
that,
game
but
another year?
Where we landed was,
Or
you know,
should they
Halo
just
Infinite is a
have it as
live
is?
game, so it isn't really ever
Okay.
done. You know what I mean?
My
It's gonna
opinion has
progress and
changed.
evolve from season to season.
They should
We
just
talked
like
about
the game
launch being
all
the
in
beginning
total.
of that journey, but to have a beginning,
I don't
you
mind
need
that
to
at all.
pick a moment and actually begin. You know,
I don't
so
mind at all.
ultimately
Delay the
we
whole
decided
game. Have everything
we've been working
come
on this
out
game for a really long
as
time.
one
Our
perfectly
fans have
made
been waiting for this
pizza.
game for a really
Instead
long
of
time
having-
with solo campaign.
instead of
and our
having the
first season of
bread,
free-to-play multiplayer in really
the
good
tomato
shape for
sauce and the
holiday.
cheese
We didn't want to delay anymore. Let's get started,
out.
and you know, we'll continue to evolve from there, season to season.
Yeah.
So what is the team
The bread,
actively
tomato,
like
and
working on
cheese
right now? Like,
being
what is the
Yep.
focus between now and
campaign.
launch?
So the team is in what we call shutdown
be
mode,
out,
and what
but
that means is essentially a lot of
the rest
bug
of the
fixing, a lot
toppings
of
for
reviewing
another
the
day.
game,
I disagree.
playing, looking at areas
I-
where we still
I
need
agree
work,
they should
whether
just
it's on
delay it another
campaign
year.
or
Don't-
on multiplayer. And again, the goal is to make sure that on day one we deliver an awesome experience, whether you're playing on an 8-year-old Xbox One or a brand new cutting edge PC. So yeah, we're in review mode, really taking a close look at the game in the shutdown or polish period. And actually, something really wonderful has been happening recently where for the first time in a very long time, we've been able to gather together safely in person and sit down and review the game together. And we recorded some footage of that happening. So let's show that, and people can get a sense
Yes,
of
please show
kinda how
me.
it looks like inside the studio
Up
now
my
as we shut
spirits,
down the
please.
game.
Yeah, I mean, this is behind the
the
scenes
cheese
look,
and,
raw, right? I mean, this is raw trench footage, and
Yep.
I mean, it looks like we just evacuated,
Yeah.
and we're just now kind of coming back into this vacant,
Yo.
sort of semi-trashed environment, right?
I think that's
Yeah,
the
I
one
mean,
next day.
with COVID, we did kind
Our
of
team review
evacuate
area.
the studio, and for a long time, I mean, you know, Brian, it was almost impossible to safely gather and just sit down and review the game together, and that was super
Okay.
strange and super stressful because game creation is highly collaborative. So, look, it's just a huge relief to be vaccinated
little
and now
behind the
do
scenes
what we've
footage. I
always
like it.
done at this phase
I like
in a
it.
project, which is sit down and play. I mean, it sounds so simple, but it's like
And
a
those
miracle
shirts.
that we're able to do this again.
Joseph, I mean, we have to give a huge shout out. I mean, you know how incredibly
Yo, he
challenging this
grapple
period has
hooked
been,
Yeah.
and just
on
you know,
the
it is amazing to
terrain
see people
just to
finally
get
being
ahead
able to come
a
back
little
and lean
further
in.
in.
But
Yeah.
just the
That's
fact
clutch.
that removing all the desks and creating a safe, spaced out environment to be able to do this in, or empowering the team to remote work and have the pipelines and infrastructure.
Yeah.
I mean, so many people have worked so hard to allow this work to continue.
100%. And what you don't see in that footage that we showed, I mean, you saw all the 4 TVs set up, with different consoles plugged in each TV, different PCs
That's the
plugged in.
1S.
We were reviewing the game across all platforms at the same time, but you only saw the people in the room. There's actually a Teams meeting happening with like 30 or 40 people in the background, all watching screens, pausing, saying, hey, wait, go to Xbox One. I want to look at that specifically. So it's this huge infrastructure effort, IT effort, just coming together across the entire studio, all teams to make it happen. And I mean, I'm just so thankful to the team working so hard to get this done.
Yeah.
And like we
The
said,
team
it's a little weird,
I
but
could
it
bet
feels
that,
great. We're shipping the game.
All right, so we are in
They're
shutdown
working
mode.
very,
Road
very
to
well.
launch is in full swing. Of course, everyone wants to know, when can we see and hear
Yes.
more about this game?
Everybody wants to see campaign, especially campaign gameplay. We will absolutely show campaign gameplay before launch, but we just need to stay focused on shutdown mode. Once we're past that hurdle, we're going to be going after things like gameplay captures and trailers that will all be coming a little bit closer to launch.
Yes, I can't wait.
Possible,
Can't wait.
could you just give us a little tease? Could I ask about Craig? Everyone wants to know anything to share about Craig. How's Craig doing?
I know we were joking about
Craig.
hair earlier, but I mean, all kidding aside, Craig's hair looks fantastic. So enjoy old, clean-shaven Craig while ye still can, because Craig's looking sharp these days.
All right, so I don't
Heard
want
that,
to keep you
guys.
longer than we
We
need
wanna
to. We got
Craig.
a lot of work to get done, clearly.
He's
But before we
getting
go,
some of
just any
this and
final
some of
kind of
this.
closing thoughts you would like to share with the community today?
Yeah, I mean, look, we know expectations for this game are high for us in the studio and for fans, especially in this 20th anniversary year of Xbox and Halo. I just want everyone to know that we're
20
we're
years,
working
that's a
hard.
lot.
We're having fun, and we really want to say thank you for your passion and your
And you're
feedback,
welcome.
and when you push us.
I
these
love
kinds
Halo.
of conversations are great, and I love
I
having
love
them.
Halo, so-
We're super excited for launch, and we hope all our fans are too.
Well, thanks, Joseph. Again, also from me and the community team and the whole studio, truly thank you to our community. Just the passion and the unwavering support and understanding has been just inspirational, especially
Absolutely.
through some difficult times.
Absolutely.
I'm super excited about our upcoming technical preview. As a reminder, if you
Okay.
want an opportunity to go hands-on with Halo Infinite's multiplayer, help us test the game for launch, give us more feedback,
Give us a date,
kick
please.
the tires on our brand new big team battle,
Yes,
bigger and better than
absolutely.
ever. Go
Can't
to
wait.
haloinsider.com. Anyone can sign up. Just a couple quick steps to jump through. We'll
Date,
be
please.
having a bigger and better tech preview coming up.
Date.
And additionally, sounds like we've got a lot of stuff on the horizon. This is a journey that's just beginning.
Indeed we do.
And we need some folks to help us. So if you're watching this and you've got the skills, please go to 343industries.com. Check out our latest career openings. We are always looking to bring more
Yeah, if you're
people
definitely
in to help us
interested in
build the
applying,
future of Halo. So
Definitely
thank you
check
very
that
much for
out.
watching today. Stay tuned. Be sure to follow Halo on Twitter. Keep tabs
Date.
on HaloWaypoint.com. We'll have a lot more to say and show in the very near future. Thank you very much.
Bye, Joe. Bye, Sketch. All right. Yeah, that's basically it. So, okay, overall opinions on this development update. 1. Campaign co-op not going on launch is a bit of a disappointment for me. Because when you grow up with something so much, and having to wait for it at a specific time makes it kind of like why did you do this? Like, you could have just not. Why? And 2, the fact that Forge isn't coming to 6 months after we're getting campaign co-op. It's still kind of like a this mode right now. I am still not happy, but I am excited for the next technical preview, as we're getting Academy mode, which we had for the first time. We had bot multiplayer, which is 4v4. Now we're getting big team battle added as well. Definitely excited for that. And again, my Facebook gaming page, link will be in the description below. That's where we're going live. The clips from that will be going to this YouTube channel right here. So you don't want to miss out on the clips from my live stream of that. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. And to miss out on the live stream on my Facebook gaming page, make sure you like and follow it. Again, links in the description below to my social media and my Facebook gaming page so you don't miss out. Again, here's my final thoughts on it. Campaign co-op not being at launch, disappointment. And Forge not being on there on launch for 6 months after launch, disappointment. The fact that they just mentioned that they should have delayed the game another, month or so, or however they wanted to do it. I think they should have done that in general. Like I get it. They want to have us in their hands now, and then spew out this, spew out that, spew out this idea, that, on a month basis kind of thing. If that makes sense. But at least we got some news. Like, not all news is good news, except for the fact that, the Halo support page is going to be open when the next Friday comes out. So that way, if a laundry list of bugs that you found, you could just put them out on here, put them on there. Maybe have different tabs open for that. But again, that is what I think. Let me know in the comment section below, what do you think? What 343 should have done? Should they just delay the game another year or so? Or this idea of having campaign as single player now, then later on, as time progresses, we get campaign co-op, we get Forge, we get X, we get Y. Let me know in the comment section below. But anyways, guys, thank you guys for watching me react to the Halo Infinite development update for this month. Make sure you guys subscribe, click the bell so you don't miss out on more videos like this. Of course, for clips of the live stream and the technical preview coming soon. Make sure you like, comment, share, and follow my social media favorites to my channel. Thank you guys for watching, and as always guys, stay safe, and have a great day. This is Techno Chris, signing off.